Hello students, in the last video lecture we were up to types of processes, in which the last type cyclic process we were discussing. In a cyclic process we discussed that it is the type of process in which initial and final states are the same. Basically the process is a multi-step, at least 2 steps are involved in it and the process from where it begins, finally it reaches to the same point, and therefore it is theoretically defined as it is the process in which initial and final states are same. So that is called a cyclic process. In a characteristics of cyclic process, we stated that change in all type of a state function is 0. Delta of a state function is 0 for cyclic process because initial and final states are the same in it. Now when all state functions are 0, we can say delta V is also 0, and work done in a pressure volume type or a PV type is given by equation minus of P delta V, where P stand for pressure and delta V for a volume change. In a cyclic process, because there is no change in a volume, delta V value is 0, mathematically work done should be 0 in it. And finally we have seen the proof which clears that for a cyclic change delta V is 0 but work done is not 0. Work is a non-zero in the cyclic process, okay, and that with the mathematical proof we have seen in the last video lecture. Okay. Now in present video lecture we are about to continue with the next 2 types of processes, that is irreversible process and reversible process. Okay. So next to first 5 types we have seen. The first one was isothermal, then isobaric, isochoric, adiabatic and cyclic. These 5 types of processes we have seen up since now. Now here onwards we will continue with the 6th type, and the 6th type of process is a irreversible process. Okay. Reversible and irreversible are the common types of changes which would be studied in a thermodynamics. Many a times expansion or compression of gas under particular temperature pressure condition will be studied, and that expansion or compression is either of reversible or irreversible type, and from this nature of that change we have a different expression for their work done. Some other conclusions are also based on nature of these type of processes. So we would proceed with them one by one. Now what is irreversible process? Theoretically irreversible, which cannot be reversed. Now when the process is in a progress, when work is done, a mechanical motion is done, 2 types of forces are operative in it. One is a driving force which is responsible for conducting that change, and other is a opposing force which is responsible for seizing or stopping that particular change. So 2 types of forces are simultaneously operative. When we drag an object on a surface, we are actually pushing the object. A force is applied on that object to push it from one side to another side. The object is placed on some surface, and that surface and object has a force of friction between them. So this frictional force acts as a frictional resistance to movement of that object. So when we apply some force, that is called as a driving force, because that is responsible for a displacement. And when we measure a opposing force for it, then we measure magnitude of that frictional resistance, means that resistance is a opposing force. So whenever a change is conducted, 2 types of forces will be operative on it. One is a driving force and other is opposing force. These two types of forces defines the nature of the process. If applied driving force is very much greater than its opposing force, then that process cannot be reversed easily. Now try to get this one. When driving force applied on any object is much greater than the opposing force which is resisting that particular change, then the process cannot be reversed easily because driving force is a far greater. And this type of a change occurs very faster in a single step, and we need to perform very little work because we have no resistance or a less resistance. So reversible and irreversible nature is based on resistance, magnitude of this opposing force, and from that it is conventionally defined like irreversible process is the process in which driving force, we would abbreviate this one as a DF, is much greater than opposing force. When driving force is much greater than the opposing force and process can not be reversed easily is called irreversible process. The process in which driving force is much greater than the opposing force and the process cannot be reversed easily is called irreversible process, or which cannot be conveniently reversed. Now when we state that it cannot be easily reversed, that simply means the process can be reversed, but we require very drastic change, very large increase in a opposing force. If we increase the opposing force by far greater amount, then the process will reverse. This doesn't mean that process cannot be reversed at all. We can reverse it, but that requires a very larger change because the driving and opposing forces differ by large amount. Got it? Okay. Now let us try to understand the type of process in a thermodynamic system which we commonly considering as a gaseous cylinder provided with a movable piston on it. Now this is our thermodynamic system. Certain gas particles are enclosed in this cylinder. So here we have the gas material, dots indicating some particles are there. When we start to compress this gas, suppose our objective is to compress the gas, this is the V1 volume, and from here we need to change it to V2, which is the lower volume. Here we are about to change it. Now for compression, if we apply a much greater force on this piston, suppose a calculation is done and that calculation provides us data that if we place the weight of 1 kilogram on this piston, weight of 1 kilogram is placed on this piston, then this piston will move direct to the V2 stage in a one stroke. Now pressure of a piston at this stage, which is exerting downward, and pressure of a gas again at this particular stage, which is exerting upward. These two pressures at the stage of V1 are equal in a magnitude and opposite in direction. Because these two opposing forces are equal and opposite in direction, the position of piston is a constant, it is a stationary piston. Okay. Now we placed 1 kilogram weight at once on the piston. In a single stroke we placed 1 kilogram weight. Now piston become very heavy. Its pressure increased by much larger amount, and that dropped the piston from height V1 to V2 direct. In a single step, the gas will get compressed. Got it? Now when it reaches to this particular point with this lower volume, gas again reaches to the pressure which will be equal to pressure exerted by piston plus 1 kilogram weight. This is the pressure of gas. Here it is, P gaseous, which is equal to P external. Now here when piston reach to this particular point, this downward pressure is a P external plus 1 kilogram weight. When this piston moves to this position, it will move with this 1 kilogram weight upon it. Now the pressure of piston is a P external plus 1 kilogram weight. We can say P external is a pressure of piston plus pressure due to 1 kilogram weight. At this particular stage, gas will increase its pressure because its volume is decreased. P is inversely proportional to V, and that increased pressure of gas is how much? That is also equal to P gaseous plus 1 kg. Now these two pressures are equal to each other at V2 stage. These two pressures are equal to each other at V1 stage. So we can say at V1 there was equilibrium 1. At V2 stage there is equilibrium second. A system transited from equilibrium 1 to equilibrium second, and this transition occurred with the two equilibria is called a process, and this process is occurred in a single step where the gaseous pressure was much less than external pressure, and therefore this process is called a irreversible process. Now one thing we need to concentrate in this type of process is that when pressure of gas was equal to pressure of external piston, P external and P gaseous, when these two were equal to each other, there was a equilibrium 1. Now when this gas start to get compressed, what is the point when this process of compression has begun? This process of compression has begun when this P external is provided with 1 kilogram weight. We would say this was a P initial from where the process has started. Clear? Now process stopped at volume V2. At volume V2 we have a final pressure P final. And at this final stage, what is the pressure of piston? The pressure of piston is again P external plus 1 kilogram. Try to get it. The process doesn't start with P external. Process of compression start with P external plus weight of 1 kilogram. From that position, it reaches to the lower volume V2. At V2, pressure of gas increases from P gaseous plus 1 kg. This is certain pressure. हे काही प्रॉपर मॅग्निट्यूड नाही आहे प्रेशर एक्सप्रेस करण्यासाठी, आपण अझूम करतोय ते की गॅसचं प्रेशर V2 व्हॉल्यूमला आल्याच्या नंतर तेवढं होतं जेवढं पिस्टन एक्सटर्नल प्लस 1 किलोग्रॅमचं प्रेशर आहे. म्हणून ह्या स्टेजला व्हॉल्यूम V2 कॉन्स्टंट राहतं, पिस्टन स्टेशनरी होतो. इथं एक्सटर्नल प्रेशरचं मॅग्निट्यूड किती आहे? एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर P एक्सटर्नल प्लस 1 किलोग्रॅम. इनिशियली ते किती होतं? P एक्सटर्नल प्लस 1 किलोग्रॅम. मग आपण काय ऑब्झर्व करतोय? ही प्रोसेस ऑफ कंप्रेशन जिथून स्टार्ट होते त्या स्टेजला एक्सटर्नल प्रेशरचं जेवढं मॅग्निट्यूड आहे ते मॅग्निट्यूड फायनल स्टेजपर्यंत ॲज इट इज आहे. मीन्स इन दिस प्रोसेस P एक्सटर्नल वॉट एव्हर इट इज ते किती काय असेल, P एक्सटर्नल प्लस 1 kg ते पुन्हा एक्सटर्नल प्रेशरच झालं. तर हे P एक्सटर्नल थ्रू आउट द प्रोसेस कॉन्स्टंट. हे आपण हे क्लिअर करण्यासाठी डिस्कस करतोय की प्रोसेस जर इरिव्हर्सिबल टाईपची असेल तर त्यात एक्सटर्नल प्रेशरचं मॅग्निट्यूड हे नेहमी कॉन्स्टंट असतं. प्रोसेस इज इरिव्हर्सिबल इन अ नेचर when magnitude of P external is a constant in it. आणि ज्या केसमध्ये P external हे कॉन्स्टंट असतं, वर्क डन मायनस ऑफ P external इंटू डेल्टा व्ही ह्या फॉर्ममध्ये दिलं जातं. दिस इज एक्सप्रेशन फॉर वर्क डन इन इरिव्हर्सिबल टाईप ऑफ अ प्रोसेस. क्लिअर? मग आपण ही जी इरिव्हर्सिबल टाईपची प्रोसेस आणि त्याला रिलेटेड हे डिस्कशन पाहतोय, ह्यावरून याचे कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स एनलिस्ट करू. वी विल स्टार्ट टू लिस्ट अप द फीचर ऑफ इरिव्हर्सिबल प्रोसेस. एक तर डेफिनेशनवरूनच हे क्लिअर आहे की प्रोसेस इरिव्हर्सिबल असेल तर ड्रायव्हिंग फोर्सचं मॅग्निट्यूड अपोजिंग फोर्सपेक्षा खूप लार्ज असतं. ड्रायव्हिंग फोर्स इज मच ग्रेटर दॅन अपोजिंग फोर्स. सेकंड, प्रोसेस स्टार्ट होतं तेव्हा एक इक्विलिब्रियम असतो. प्रोसेस कंप्लीट होते त्यावेळेस एक नवीन इक्विलिब्रियम भेटतो. ह्या दोन इक्विलिब्रियमच्या दरम्यान ही प्रोसेस होते. तर ह्या प्रोसेसमध्ये दोन इक्विलिब्रिया प्रेझेंट आहे. इक्विलिब्रियम ॲट इनिशियल स्टेज अँड इक्विलिब्रियम ॲट फायनल स्टेज. तर प्रोसेस दोन इक्विलिब्रियम्समध्ये कंप्लीट होतं म्हणजे ती सिंगल स्टेपमध्ये होतं. तर आपण हे पण ॲज अ कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स सजेस्ट करू शकतो दॅट इरिव्हर्सिबल चेंज कंप्लीट इन अ सिंगल स्टेप. ते सिंगल स्टेपमध्ये आहे म्हणजे इथं फक्त दोन इक्विलिब्रियम एक्झिस्ट होतो. टू इक्विलिब्रियम एक्झिस्ट ॲट इनिशियल अँड फायनल स्टेट. असे दोनच इक्विलिब्रियम एक्झिस्ट होतो. आणखी काही सजेस्ट करता येईल का? पिस्टनवरती आपण 1 किलोग्रॅम एवढं वेट जेव्हा प्लेस करू, पिस्टन सडनली डाऊनवर्ड येतं, फास्ट येतं. वन सिंगल स्टेपमध्ये ही प्रोसेस होतं. तर रिलेटिवली ह्या प्रोसेसचा स्पीड जास्त असतो. सो इट कम्प्लीट्स फास्टर. सिंगल स्टेप चेंज आहे, खूप जास्त फोर्स लावलेला आहे आपण. अपोज करणं किंवा रेजिस्ट करणं डिफिकल्ट आहे. सिंगल स्टेपमध्ये होतं आहे ते, फक्त दोन इक्विलिब्रियम एक्झिस्ट होतं आहे. त्यामुळे प्रोसेस फास्ट कंप्लीट होतं आहे. आणि प्रोसेस फास्ट कंप्लीट झाल्यामुळं ह्या टाईपच्या प्रोसेसेसमध्ये P एक्सटर्नल हे नेहमी कॉन्स्टंट राहतं. P एक्सटर्नल कॉन्स्टंट राहिल्यामुळं ह्यात जे वर्क डन होतं ते मायनस ऑफ P एक्सटर्नल डेल्टा व्ही टाईपचं असतं आणि हे वर्क मिनिमम टाईपचं वर्क आहे. म्हणजे इरिव्हर्सिबल टाईपच्या प्रोसेसेसला कंडक्ट करण्यासाठी खूप कमी एनर्जी खर्च करावी लागते, खूप कमी वर्क होतं, कारण त्या प्रोसेसला होणारा रेजिस्टन्स खूप कमी आहे. असं एक सिंपल एक्झाम्पल पहा. आपण एखादं 1 किलोग्रॅम वेट प्लेन सरफेसवरती प्लेस केलं आहे आणि त्याला ड्रॅग करत आहेत लेफ्ट टू राईट और राईट टू लेफ्ट. तर आपल्याला फोर्स किती लावावा लागेल हे नेहमी फक्त त्या वेटवरतीच डिपेंड करत नाही, तर ते ह्यावरती पण डिपेंड करतं की तो सरफेस कसा आहे. कारण तो सरफेस फ्रिक्शनल रेजिस्टन्सचं मॅग्निट्यूड ठरवतो. आता आपण असं अझूम करू की हा सरफेस एक प्लेन ग्लास आहे ज्यावरती थोडंसं ऑइल पण पोर केलेलं आहे. म्हणजे हे खूप स्मूथ ग्लास आहे, शिवाय त्यावरती ऑइल पण टाकलेलं आहे. आणि पुन्हा 1 किलोग्रॅम वेट ऑब्जेक्ट त्यावरती ठेवलेलं आहे, क्यूब आहे. तर आपण सरळ बोटाने त्याला लेफ्ट टू राईट ड्रॅग करू शकतो. थोडंसं पुश केलं तर ते 1 किलोग्रॅम वेट पण इझिली मूव्ह करायला चालू करतो. ही मूवमेंट सपोज 5 मीटरची आहे. आपण 5 मीटर त्याला सरळ पुश करून एका स्ट्रोकमध्ये पाठवू शकतो. एवढं स्मूथ आहे ते. ठीक. आता तेच 1 किलोग्रॅमचं वेट आपण अशाच फ्लॅट सरफेसवरती प्लेस केलेलं आहे. पण हा फ्लॅट सरफेस आयर्नची एक मोठी प्लेट आहे ज्याचं सरफेस खूप रफ पर्पजली बनवलेलं आहे. अ रफ सरफेस ऑफ आयर्न प्लेट ऑफ अ 5 मीटर लेंथ इज देअर. आणि आपल्याला इथं आता 1 किलोग्रॅम वेट पुश करायचं आहे. तर आपल्याला ते 1 किलोग्रॅम वेट हात ठेवून असं ड्रॅग करत घेऊन जावं लागेल. त्याला सोडून दिलं तर ते जागच्या जागी थांबेल, मोमेंटममुळं पुढं नाही जाणार, कारण त्याला होणारा फ्रिक्शनल रेजिस्टन्स खूप जास्त आहे. तर ज्या प्रोसेसमध्ये रेजिस्टन्स खूप जास्त असतो तिथं सेम चेंज कंडक्ट करण्यासाठी जास्त एनर्जी खर्चावी लागते. आणि जास्तीचं एनर्जी एक्सपेंडिचर म्हणजे ग्रेटर वर्क डन असतं. तर तिथं जास्त वर्क करावं लागतं. आणि जर एखादं सिम्पल प्रोसेस आहे ज्यामध्ये रेजिस्टन्स खूप कमी आहे, त्या प्रोसेसमध्ये आपल्याला रिलेटिवली खूप लेस एनर्जी खर्च करावी लागते आणि म्हणून होणारं वर्क डन पण खूप कमी असतं. लक्षात घ्या ना. फोर्स आणि डिस्प्लेसमेंटनुसार जर आपण वर्क डन कॅल्क्युलेट करतो आहे तर टेरेसवरून आपण आयर्न बॉल असं रिलीज केला तो 10 मीटरची डिस्प्लेसमेंट विदाऊट अप्लाइड फोर्स करतो आहे. तर आपण वर्क डन जर कॅल्क्युलेट करतो तर ग्रॅव्हिटेशनल फोर्स इंटू 10 मीटर डिस्प्लेसमेंट एवढंच वर्क आहे ते. तोच बॉल ग्राउंड सरफेसवरून आपल्याला टेरेसवर पुन्हा पाठवायचा आहे. तर ग्राउंडवरून त्याला थ्रो करायचं आहे. हा थ्रो आपण ग्रॅव्हिटीच्या अगेन्स्ट करतो आहे, जो एवढा स्ट्रॉंग आहे की ग्रॅव्हिटीला ब्रेक पण करेन आणि हाईट ऑफ 10 मीटरला कवर पण करेन. डिस्प्लेसमेंट 10 मीटरच आहे दोन्ही केसमध्ये. ऑब्जेक्टचं मास 1 किलोग्रॅमच आहे दोन्हीही केसमध्ये. पण फोर्स जो आपण अप्लाय करतो आहे वन्स इट वॉज इन अ डायरेक्शन ऑफ ग्रॅव्हिटी अँड ॲट अदर इन्स्टन्स इट इज इन अपोजिट डायरेक्शन ऑफ ग्रॅव्हिटी. So then by we need to provide a larger energy to take the object from ground to the terrace and then the amount of work done will be greater quantity. तर हे इरिव्हर्सिबल आणि इरिव्हर्सिबल टाईपचं चेंज आहे. ऑब्जेक्टला रिलीज करणं आणि ते ग्राउंडपर्यंत येणं इरिव्हर्सिबल आहे. ते सरळ होतं, त्याला कुठला फोर्स अपोज नाही करत. पण ग्राउंडपासून वरती घेऊन जायला कॉन्स्टंट बाहेरून एनर्जी द्यावी लागते कारण त्याला अपोजिशन स्ट्रॉंग आहे. क्लिअर विथ इट. तर हे खूप इम्पॉर्टंट टाईपचं प्रोसेस आहे. रिमेंबर इट. सो वेन एवर द प्रोसेस इज ऑफ इरिव्हर्सिबल नेचर, P external will be constant and minimum work will be done in it, and this is the change which we considered as irreversible change. Clear? Characteristics bar. In irreversible change, driving force is much greater than opposing force. Process cannot be reversed. One more additional character. It complete in a single step. There are two equilibriums only at initial and final state. It complete faster, a faster change it is. Work done is a minimum. P external is a constant. First thing, P external is constant, and because of that, type of work done is minus of P external into delta V, and this type of work is a minimum work. So these are the characteristics of a irreversible change. Now in the same one, we would move to the next type of process, which is a reversible change. Now in irreversible change, we stated that when we place weight of 1 kilogram on the piston, then piston moves suddenly towards lower volume V2. Okay. That applied weight of 1 kilogram is considered as a driving force, and magnitude of that driving force was much greater than the opposing force, and because of that process became irreversible in a nature. Now finally we are going to look the last type of process, which is a reversible process. Now theoretically reversible process is defined as it is the type of process in which driving force is approximately equal to opposing force. ज्यात ड्रायव्हिंग फोर्स हा अपोजिंग फोर्सला अप्रॉक्सिमेटली इक्वल असतो, जस्ट स्लाइटली ग्रेटर. ड्रायव्हिंग फोर्स इज slightly is also called infinitesimally, means by very smaller amount ड्रायव्हिंग फोर्स इज ग्रेटर दॅन इट्स अपोजिंग फोर्स. म्हणजे जवळपास सारखेच आहे, थोडंसं ग्रेटर आहे मॅग्निट्यूड ड्रायव्हिंग फोर्स. सो इन दिस प्रोसेस ड्रायव्हिंग फोर्स इज स्लाइटली ग्रेटर दॅन द अपोजिंग फोर्स and the process can be reversed easily by slight increase in opposing force, is called reversible process. Now it is clear. When the magnitude of a driving force is much greater than the opposing force, then that process cannot be reversed, so it becomes an irreversible change. But when the magnitude of a driving force is just slightly greater than the opposing force, in one way we are stating that mathematically they are approximately equal to each other, driving is slightly greater than the opposing. So for such a process we can reverse the process in a very convenient manner by very small increase in its opposing force. So theoretically the process is defined as it is the type of process in which driving force is infinitesimally greater than the opposing force, and the process can be easily reversed by slight change or slight increase in a magnitude of opposing force, is called a reversible process. Clear? Now let us try to get this reversible change in a thermodynamic system. Now once again let us assume that we have a cylindrical container with a piston placed on it. This is the piston. V1 is its initial volume and we are about to compress the gaseous volume up to V2. इथपर्यंत आपल्याला त्याला कंप्रेस करायचं. कॅल्क्युलेशन इज व्हेरी क्लिअर. दिस P external is the pressure of a piston and this one is a P gaseous, which is initial pressure exerted by gas. At this particular stage, this external pressure due to weight of piston and gaseous pressure due to movement of gas particle, these two are equal and opposite to each other, and because of that this position of piston is a constant and volume of gas is measured as a V1 volume. Now once again we have made the calculation, and that calculation given us a data that if we place the weight of 1 kilogram on this piston, then this piston will move to volume V2 and we will get the compression of a gas. This is known, and now in this case we are going to place the 1 kilogram weight on this piston, but now the weight which is placed on piston is not in the form of a solid mass, but it is given in a liquid form. Now this is the container in which we have 1 liter water. Density of water is a 1. So by volume 1 liter water has a weight of 1 kilogram. So we are going to place weight of 1 kilogram on this piston. That can be added by adding small jawar grains, by small sand particle, by placing small coins on the piston, or by dropping the water dropwise on the piston. In anyhow we have to place weight of 1 kilogram on this piston. When this piston will receive weight of 1 kilogram, it will be moved to the position V2. Now that is clear. Now how we are placing that weight? We are adding water drop wise on this piston. Now let us assume that each drop is of 1 ml capacity by volume, means by mass each drop is a 1 gram weight. Okay. Now at this stage P external and P gases are equal. When one drop will placed on this piston will move downward and pressure of piston will become P external plus 1 gram. Now this piston has moved to lower position, a very slightly downward position than its present V1 volume. Now here we started the compression of a gas. Now likewise we are continuously adding weight on that piston by adding water in a drop. So piston in every stage will move to lower stage by small distance. So these are the various steps. Now throughout the progress, what the pressure will be? P external plus 10 gram now up to here. Then towards lower P external plus 400 gram. Then P external plus 600 gram. And finally when we reach to this position, it is P external plus 1000 gram, which means P external plus 1 kg. This progress of compression has started with 1 kilogram weight. Now that weight, 1 gram weight. Now that weight on piston gradually increased. Not necessary that in every step it will increase by 1 gram. In some cases it would be by 0.4, 0.6, 0.2, 0.1, 1.2, 3. Greater volume, lesser volume, size of drop, that will decide how much weight is added, and that much added weight will drop the piston towards the lower side. So at every stage of its progress, its external pressure is P external plus something weight, which is 1 gram, then 2 gram, 10 gram, 400, 600, and this gradually changes, constantly changing up to the final value of P external plus 1 kg. So if we assume that P external was the initial pressure and P external plus 1 kg is the final pressure, then we would state that from initial pressure P1 to final pressure P2, we have number of pressure values which constantly changed. So as a conclusion we can say, when the process is reversible in a nature, we don't have initial and final pressure of a same magnitude. In fact, we don't have initial and final only two pressures, but there are a million values of pressure throughout the progress of reversible change. So one of the particular characteristics which differentiate irreversible and reversible process is that when the change is of a reversible type, P external is variable in it. It is constantly changing, or alternatively we can say P external is never constant. So in a numerical question, if it is provided that gas is compressed at a certain condition under a constant external pressure, then the compression of gas is done by irreversible manner. Because when pressure is constant, then the compression is definitely irreversible. And when it is stated that the gas is compressed from volume V1 to V2 under a variable pressure, then it is a reversible process. It will not mention that it is done under variable pressure, but it will purposely mention that it is done under a constant external pressure. When constant external pressure is mentioned, make it clear the process is irreversible. And when nothing is mentioned about the process, it is stated that the isothermal compression or expansion of gas is done, then it is sufficient to clearly recognize that that particularly that particular change is a reversible change. Okay. The present lecture मध्ये आपण इथं थांबू. Here we completed the definition and one of a character of reversible process. We will continue this one in the next video. We would made it clear and differentiate the two types of processes, and then we will move to the equation for work done. Thank you.